Hey guys, it's coreross and welcome to 6 News. Today we're going to go over two very important bits of information that have come out from the test server for Rainbow Six Siege for the Ember Rise season that are a very big deal. So one is the Tachanka Rework, which seems to be coming, which is awesome, and also the mysterious garage picture. So I have a really simple solution for this garage picture, which I've been telling people in tweets and stuff when they ask me what it is. And I thought I'd do a video about it now because it seems to be gaining more and more traction as an Easter egg, and I think it's not an Easter egg. So every single Rainbow Six Siege player has seen this garage pick, whether you're on the test server or not, and you've been seeing it for years because it's actually the default reflection used in the menu for anything shiny. So the best example to use is to go and actually have a look at Jaeger's headgear, because he has this big giant piece of reflective glass on his helmet and you can see the garage, and that is what you see when you are just viewing stuff in the menu. It's just there as a nice default reflection that kind of shows off some nice shapes and looks good when you're viewing it in the menu, and that I think is it. However, the devs have been playing into this by putting this little Easter egg into the actual patch notes for the test server like it's a big deal. So if I'm right that it's just simply the same, obviously it's the same picture, but if it is just the reflection and it's just obviously this picture getting shown up as a bug in the menu, it does seem a bit odd for the devs to be playing into it, but they might just be having a bit of fun with it. However, there is some other stuff that is in the test server build that also kind of ties into this, and it's the backgrounds of behind the actual operators when you load in and look at them in the menus. There's stuff that's very similar aesthetic wise to the garage picture. And the attackers have one version and the defenders have another. And it is very similar with like pillars and stuff like that. But it's also very similar to the aesthetics they had for the menu in Phantom Sight as well. So I think they're just, adding something nice into the background. And I think that's all it is. It's simply a reflection map that is being displayed as a full image. Of course, it's the best quality we've ever seen of it. The earliest Reddit post I could find on it was from years ago when someone actually seen it in a chibi, but there's countless many more, and there's probably more from earlier than that as well. Because even in that post, the top reply was actually just saying, look at Jaeger's head, and you can see it better. So yeah, I don't think it's an Easter egg. I think it's just simply a little bug that is showing this image full screen for a fraction of a second. And it might be tied into the rework they're doing for the store. It's getting a little bit more of a vampo for the previous one, so we can't see the store obviously in the test server, so it could be tied into that. But anyway, let's move on to the Tachanka Rework. So this is really interesting. I didn't expect this for maybe another year, and it sounds like it actually might be coming relatively soon. Now, they said they weren't going to do reworks for mid-season reinforcements anymore, so I'm guessing that this could be the next season we actually get this Tachanka Rework, which would be an early Christmas present and would be awesome. Now, just over a year ago, I was at the Six Majors in Paris, and me, Bikini Body, and one of the R6 developers were having a little chat, and we were talking about Tachanka. And I did a video on this, and there was a few different options this developer put forward. So one was if they had to rework him and he lost his turret and gained some other sort of gadget, maybe a team-based gadget that maybe he shares out with people, then they would actually kill him off and replace him with someone else, and maybe have like a special event to actually say goodbye to Tachanka. And this is because if they were going to change the gadget so dramatically that they actually ditched the LMG, then it just wouldn't be Tachanka anymore, so they wanted to replace him if that was the case. But he was hoping they'd find a solution that would result in a rework of Tachanka that was good and enjoyable, and it was still him. So it would still somehow have that LMG turret, and it would still be a major part of his character and his ability. So reading this updated bio for Tachanka in the test server reveals that a rework appears to be in progress, and Mira talks about how she is currently going through a bunch of different options for him. And if this is the case, it would mean that the LMG would remain, so it would stay in the game. But I'm guessing he's going to become mobile. That's my guess. I'm guessing he's going to be able to pick it up and walk around, and maybe it'll be his primary weapon. Another thing I'd really enjoy is if he actually had his helmet off by default, and that you'd have an ability he activates, and he'd say one of his famous lines like "time to get serious." He'd slap his helmet on, and maybe he'd become like a juggernaut for a little bit, like almost not entirely impervious to bullets, but maybe he'd take far less damage, and maybe he would just be hip firing his LMG like crazy or something. So I am excited about this rework. It sounds like it's coming. It sounds like it's set in stone at this point, because to go this far to put a major Easter egg for Tachanka Rework in the bio shows to me that they're not just simply working on this rework, but that it's almost done. So I am really hoping it's going to come with the next season as a little early Christmas present. That'll be awesome. And if it doesn't, I would expect it to maybe show up at the 6 majors next year. And to be honest, that would probably be the perfect time to release it, because obviously that's the big event. So having a Tachanka Rework come out with that new season would be insanely cool. So yeah, I think there's a Tachanka Rework coming, and it's pretty potentially close, which is awesome. Just have to get a castle one next. Anyway guys, let me know what you think of all this in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time.